Whew, bless up. Let me know if you can hear me. I want to make sure all the tech is good. Let me know if you can hear me and let me know where you are in the world. Shout out to Aries. Shout out to Ali. Shout out to Treasure. Mic check, mic check. Bless up, everybody. You don't know I am Heinz, and today in hindsight, end of the month, tune in. I wanted to tap in end of the month, see how everybody is feeling. Close a cycle off, begin a new cycle. I actually love the end of the month, and I love the beginning of the month. To me, it's like an opportunity to reassess how everything went and how to make new goals, how to make new progressions for the next month. Actually, every week on Saturdays, I have a Sabbath. So every week I have, like no computer time, no connections. I'm just me and just a reset. So at the end of the month, I like to do the same thing, but on a bigger scale, and just get ready for this next month. So I wanted to tune in with everybody. I got my tea. I got a Lapsang Souhong black tea. I'm chilling. Let me know what kind of tea you got if you're drinking your tea. I love this tea. I love this tea vibe we got going on. I love how everybody's drinking more tea, more mindfulness into their day, right? Because drinking tea is an opportunity to become more present. Because I always say you can't rush a good cup of tea, right? You have to be present. You have to enjoy it. You have to seep it. Shout out to Mocha. Shout out to Diap. Shout out to Danica. Danica does a Sabbath as well. Yeah, Sabbaths are very important. If you don't know what a Sabbath is, it's basically like taking a day or a period of time for yourself, just kind of like divine holy time with God and yourself to reconnect. And I say it's important to give yourself that day of rest. And to me, that actually builds faith. Even when you feel like you have so many things to do, but you grant yourself that day of rest, it's as if you are giving God the permission to do the work that God has to do. And you're saying, hey, I'll rest. And God wants to know that you can rest. God wants to know that you can take care of yourself. So even though like I take my Sabbath on Saturdays, and Saturdays I could be doing so much, but instead I just rest, so I can go back into the week, so I can keep my content consistent, so I can have fresh new ideas. You understand? Like that time for ourselves is so important. I'll probably do a video on it one day, but I find it very, very important. Shout out to Treasure Forever. Bless up, Treasure Forever. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Shout out to Vay from Vancouver Island. I see you. We got lemongrass tea. We got Paris in the building. We got UK in the building. Realness Lions. Heinz got all the ladies in here. Well, I feel like my channel is definitely very, it's obviously very woman friendly. We're about grace and compassion. You understand? We're about that gentle, strong touch over here. So, we welcome everybody. I give thanks to everybody, all the men, all the women, everybody tapping in. I love it. I think we have one of the most beautiful tribes on the internet, because if you look in the comment section, our comment section is so positive. And I say our because I really do think like the YouTube is like a community page, because the comment section is pure community in there. And I'm thinking of ways in these next couple months how to form even more of a community. So I've been thinking a little bit of maybe a Discord group. Let me know what you think about a Discord group. I've been thinking about that. Thinking of more opportunities for everyone to be able to come together and support one another as well, so we can all truly elevate this year and moving into next year and so on. You understand? Like one big tribe all over the world. Because what I love is in this chat room right now, we have people from all over the world. We have the Czech Republic. We have South Africa. Y'all know I love me some South Africa. I gotta change my settings. I love me some South Africa. Sorry, y'all, I'm just adjusting my lighting. We're using natural light today, so the sun will change a little bit. What is Discord? Discord is an app where basically people can subscribe into a channel and people can talk. You can stream in there through video, through audio. It's just a way for people to come together more. Shout out to Jack. It's Ramadan, so honor Ramadan, brother. Catch me on that tea next month. Shout out to Egypt. Shout out to Brazil. I've always wanted to go to Egypt. I have some weird connection with Egypt. I think the pyramids just seem so interesting. I have a friend from Egypt. Shout out to Brazil. You understand? I've been to Brazil. I had a great time in Brazil. I love it out there. Make your own website. Well, in the future, we will definitely have our own app, right? That's definitely in the future, but that's just not something I can do at the present moment. I'm still, I'm just making sure I can stay consistent with the podcast and the YouTube content. And as I form, right now I'm forming a team right now so we can be able to do more and create these platforms and whatnot, because the journey continues. You understand? Peace be the journey. Every single one of us is on a journey. No two journeys are the same. That's what I love about life. You understand? I love that about human beings. Like, obviously, when you look in the animal kingdom, animals like pretty much all look the same. They all follow like this exact same law of nature. But human beings, like, we are all so different. Like, every single one of us, like our mind, the way our bodies work, the way we move. And I love that uniqueness about us. That's why I always say the highest form of nutrition is in your expression, because one of the greatest gifts you can give to the world is your authentic self, because there's nobody else like you. So it's a gift when we get to experience you. It's a gift when you get to share your energy, because where else are we going to get that energy from? Nowhere. There's only one you. And it doesn't matter if there's billions of people on the planet, there still is only one you. And I think that is beautiful. I look at human beings like all like art pieces, like God's creations, and it's like the world is one giant museum. Like, that's my perspective, I love it. What shall we get into today? What's on y'all mind? Let's get some topics in. I want to know what y'all want to talk about. Let's see what we got here. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. You helped me find the courage to start my celibacy journey. Shout out to everybody on their celibate journeys. Definitely an amazing journey to tune into. Shout out to everybody on their journeys. Boundaries. What about boundaries? We can talk about boundaries right quick, because obviously boundaries are very, very essential. You know what one of my boundaries are? Is my phone is literally on do not disturb like 24 hours a day. So I have my favorites, like people who can contact me, and technically those favorites are like family. But then besides that, my phone is on do not disturb a day, because I have a lot of boundaries around my attention, around my energy, around what I'm focusing on. I have to do that so I can be my best, so I can create, so I can be in control or be able to react properly to what's happening in the world. So if I don't create those boundaries, there's just too many opportunities to be distracted or be annoyed, because there's so much happening in the world. When people are just calling you all day or sending you random texts and you are addressing every single text when they pop up, it's very hard to channel your energy. I always say your energy, your attention is your currency. Very necessary, right? Very necessary that we start to have the self-discipline and learn how to truly focus. Like, can you focus for 3 to 4 hours, no distractions, just straight, right? If not, practice one a day. I also say practice doing nothing. Practicing doing nothing is very important. And when I say practice doing nothing, I mean practice having no stimulation. Like, if you are in like a Starbucks lineup, that's an opportunity just to practice being still instead of picking up your phone and going on Instagram. Isn't it? I think so. I think we've just programmed our minds a lot to be distracted. Like, our minds are powerful. The only reason why we're distracted is because we taught ourselves how to be so distracted. Yeah, I personally don't really want to talk about vaccines, because I just feel like it's such a polarizing conversation and everybody has such strong opinions on it, and I don't want this to become an argument. I would prefer to save those type of conversations for Discord, places like that. I needed a little bit of a quick, I needed some sound bowls for a second. I was feeling it. How can I relax self after a long week? Well, I mean, that's a question you have to answer, because what relaxes me may not what will relax you, right? Just what feels good for you, what makes you feel relaxed, right? Turn off the distractions, do something for yourself, something that makes you feel good, that puts your mind to rest. Don't allow the mind to unsettle the spirit. Allow the spirit to settle the mind. Woo! I like that one. Don't allow the mind to unsettle the spirit. Allow the spirit to settle the mind. You understand? Tomorrow is my lost love ex B-Day. What should I do? Mas, Louis. Yeah, that's a difficult one. I mean, obviously you're going to be sad, but I would try to honor the memories, honor the good times. You understand? Like, they're in your heart forever. And yeah, you may miss them, but at the same time, there's so much to live for. There's new people that are going to come. But just hold them in your heart, you understand? And if you're on good terms, then maybe you say happy birthday. You understand? That's all. But shout outs to you. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate everybody who sends these little donations. Much gratitude and thank you. I've actually been thinking about setting up the YouTube membership so people can have their member badges and I can see their comments a lot better, because sometimes these live streams get really popular. Talk about when you have to go through moments, when you just have to go through the motions before you feel better. Yeah, that's very true. Like I always say, there's no hack or cheat code to grief, right? Like when you're going through a breakup, you're going to heal one day. You're going to be better, but there's no cheat code to getting to that state, right? You can't get over it. You can't get around it. You have to get through it. The good thing is to have the awareness that you're going to feel better one day. But you have to remind yourself that the emotions you feel through that journey are going to offer you something special. It's going to weather, it's going to season your spirit. It's going to teach you things about yourself. And you'll be able to move on as a better person and progress. I always say I think emotions are teachers, simply. Like I never been one to demonize my emotions, because I say, hey, if we all feel anger at times, it must be for a reason, you understand? There must be something to learn from it. Like the human experience, I look at it like a rainbow, and each emotion is like a color, a part of that spectrum. And to make up a rainbow, you need all the colors. So to make up the human experience, you need all the emotions. So you can't cherry pick being happy. You can't cherry pick being joy. You actually have to welcome all the emotions. The problem is sometimes we become extremely imbalanced, I think, with how we're feeling. So we may be sad for too long or feeling anxious for too long. And then we forget how these emotions can be teachers, because now we're feeling one far too often and we're forgetting what joy or happiness or peace feels like. But I also say I think peace is a process. I think like the breakups you go through, I think like the hard times you go through, I think certain things that you experience are a part of the process in you finding your peace. Like we know peace is within. We've heard that many times before. But I think the experiences we go through is simply a part of the process of connecting back with that inner peace. So I always say peace is a process. It's not like the flick of a light switch. It's a process. You understand? Like we're cultivating that peace constantly. How do you heal your inner child? I think it could be many ways, but I think it's by reflecting and asking your inner child like what it needs. You understand? Like looking back into the past and forgiving your inner child, or like telling yourself like, hey, it's gonna be okay. Some of us had very tough childhoods. You know what I'm saying? Like very tough childhood. Like some of us didn't get to be children because we had to grow up faster. So it's really allowing yourself to be a child again in spirit, right? Having fun. Understand? Forgiving yourself, not holding on to things too long, knowing that those parts of yourself when you were growing up, they were there for you, to serve you, to teach you something. Like our childhoods happen for a reason. Each one of us has our own upbringing, and I think it's so unique. It ultimately cultivates who we are, right? So you got to honor your childhood. But they also say there's meditations where you can just meditate and, talk to your inner child. To me, I think, being vulnerable, it puts you in the spirit of a child. Being curious puts you in the spirit of a child, right? Because curiosity is childlike, right? It's full of questions, which means it's full of opportunity. And creativity is like a childlike spirit, right? Because you're present, you explore. When you're a child, all you want to do is explore your options. You want to everything is so new, so you're just exhilarated by it. Oh, I have a train going by, so I'm just going to turn up the music for a moment so y'all don't have to hear the train. Bless up. Thank you for that donation. I appreciate it. Thank you. Honoring the divine masculine/feminine helps me reparent myself, says your Veda mama. I like that. That is very beautiful. I love that. Jasmine says she loves trains. I hate the train. I hate the train because when I'm recording my podcast, it gets in the way. You should have your own radio show. Oh, well, I have a podcast show. So that's the same thing, right? Not much difference from a radio and podcast. The problem is I would love to be able to play music on the actual music I like on these channels. That would be amazing. But copyrights, and then you get dinged, and then you get banned from YouTube and stuff. So many complications. Bless up question. Share with us your creative process while creating a video audio production, overcoming not finishing your beats or videos. So shout out to Dream, Believe, Achieve the podcast. Great question on creative process. I try to have a few different processes, right? So when I sit down and I do a video where there's no edits at all, and I'm talking to you guys, those videos aren't scripted. So pretty much what happens is I'm constantly thinking of ideas. I'm constantly talking to myself in my head. I have emotions, I have energies going through me. And what I do is once I feel a feeling within me that I have enough knowledge to speak on it, I will sit down and I allow myself to express that. Now, another process I have is I'll write some podcast scripts, in the sense I'll write a blueprint of ideas, and then I'll take that into Ableton and I'll start to score it with music. And I use that as a bedrock. Now, what I do with my creative process is nothing is final. I always know everything's going to evolve. So my thing is, if I'm thinking way too much, I just get to action. A lot of the times I just turn on my mic and I start talking. Boom, idea comes, boom, boom, fix it, edit it, get back in motion, and then go at it again. The thing is with procrastination, if you think too much, you're not going to get up and you're not going to simply do what you have to do, right? I try to finish things as fast as possible. That's why I prefer, for YouTube videos, I prefer to do more videos than less videos, right? Because if I spend 3 weeks on one video, that one video may not even get done, because now I'm going to pick every single detail apart about it. There's a fine line between quality and quantity, right? The thing is, a lot of people assume that quality is just video production, but quality is actually how people feel when they consume your content, when they consume your videos or your audio. But if you want to get better, you're going to be consistent. You understand? So I say, especially if you're just starting out as a content creator, focus more on actually consistency and quantity in the sense, because the more you create, the more you learn and you get better faster. And then once you have your styles down, you can actually scale it back and then focus more on quality. But you have to shift your perspective on what actual quality is, right? How can I control my emotions instead of acting on impulses? I feel like I've gone through the consequences of my actions, but I haven't learned. Sometimes these lessons have a delayed effect, right? Like it could take 2 years from something that happened to be able to look back and truly pull the experience and the lesson from it. What I say is, if you have the opportunity to take a breath and not react instantly, like not say something, just do that. Like you have to have a trigger word in your mind that tells you to rest before you react. So create a word, and when you feel like reacting, say that word, and that word will be your reminder to take a moment, to put yourself in a different space, whatever puts you to calm. Maybe it's a song, right? I have a song that I love. It's called Lush by Fortet. And I'll play that song, and that song puts me in a state where I'll just think, if I'm angry, it doesn't matter. I play that song, and now I can observe my emotions, and I can make sure I react in the way I want to. But I don't overemphasize trying to pull a lesson out of something right away. You understand? Sometimes we're like, where's the lesson in it? Where's the lesson in it? You may not learn the lesson a year. It may happen like a year later, 2 years later. There could be a delay effect, right? But over time, we get better, right? Over time, we get better. As we grow, we get better with reacting, with feeling our emotions, with expressing ourselves. Sometimes we're hotheads at first, and that's okay, right? We learn through it. The more we react and we say things we don't mean, we start to learn that that wasn't the right way. So we get better with anything, right? That's my opinion anyways. It's just my opinions. Just my perspectives. I think it's very important that we just share how we feel. We're just building ideas, right? Like we're building ideas to the truth here as a community. I put out so many ideas. Like some of these ideas will evolve, some of these ideas won't evolve. Some of these ideas I'll look back on and be like, that's just what I thought at that time, but I don't think that anymore. Allowing yourself to evolve, allowing your truth to evolve is very important. Not caging yourself to one thing for your whole life is very important. Let me see if I can play something else. My body want me crazy. Do you write just for personal growth? Yeah, I used to do a lot of writing. I used to do morning pages. I learned it in the artist way, where I would wake up every morning and I would just write. The beautiful thing about writing in a journal is I often find it's therapeutic in the moment, but where I think it really comes and serves a great purpose is years later, when you can reflect and look back at your writings. And then often you'll see things that you wrote will help you in the present moment years later. I remember struggling with certain things and then opening my journal and seeing that I wrote the answer to what I was going through 3 years ago. So that's what's important about writing and doing journals. Right now, I haven't been doing journals, but I feel like my podcast is like a personal journal, right? It's my ideas every single day. So it's like an audio journal. So I'm much more of a more fluent audio person, but I would love to get back to writing because I want to strengthen my pen game. I want to strengthen my pencil and just get better with that. Do you believe in astrology? Yeah, I think there's I think there's obviously truth to it, but I don't completely follow it, right? Sometimes I love to look at my horoscope, but I don't religiously follow astrology like that. You understand? but I like it, but it's not like my religion. I know with some people, it's like, it's a daily practice. They love to really read into every sign and, study life through those lenses, and that's fine. That's cool. It's just not my preferred style of observing life. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. That's what helped me. Purple Dallas says they don't like looking back into their old journals. I'm actually like that with content. I don't like, if I do podcasts, I don't like listening to it after. Once I do it, I release it to the world. So I totally understand your perspective on that, right? And thank you for sharing that. Definitely for showing the other side of the coin. What about numerology? Again, nothing against numerology. I don't know a lot about it. I've definitely looked into my numbers, you know what I'm saying? And I find it can be of great value, but it's not a part of my daily life, but nothing against it. And I'm not extremely for it either. I'm just, cool. I have friends that are really big into astrology and numerology, and they'll give me the insights and stuff at times. Do you drink tea in the summer? Yeah, I do. I drink tea all the time, but I do cold teas a lot in the summertime. So yeah, it's gonna be summer here soon, so we're gonna start doing some cold teas and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Would you say you are into slow living? I would say I'm into present living, if in whatever state that is. When I'm present, I may be slow. When I'm present, I may be fast. Whatever it is, I'm just more into being present. Every season has its own speed. So sometimes life is very slow and I'll embrace it and I'll love it. But sometimes things are fast. Right now, things are faster for me and I'm embracing it. I'm loving it. Can you talk about individualism and identity? Can you explain a little bit on what you mean by that? On like individualism? I'll look out for your comment again so you don't have to send another donation. But thank you, Anton. I'll get to that question after. Have you ever been to Ireland? I've never been to Ireland. How do you know what to talk about in your podcast? Man, I just, I don't know. It's just a feeling within. I just try to like put myself in a place to be able to, be a channel, really. One thing about identity is I think it's, sometimes I think it's tricky when you over-identify with something and then you don't allow yourself to move on from that identity, right? Like some people will love something or a certain lifestyle has so much service for them, and then because they've created an identity around that, they're afraid to change when they know they should be changing. Like some people were, I don't know, maybe they were like a strict vegan, and then next thing you know, they want to like change, but they've created this identity for themselves, and they'll continue to live in an old identity when their calling is asking them to rise up and create a new identity, a more progressed identity, a evolved identity. So I always say, I know myself, but I don't completely know myself, because every experience we have reveals new layers of ourselves, right? New people we meet, they reflect new things about ourselves and we learn. So I love the fact that like we can have a knowledge of ourselves, but also have an open palette to where our identity of ourselves has an opportunity to shift, to change, to progress. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always learning and unlearning about myself. What was true 5 years ago wasn't necessarily true today. You know what I'm saying? And I've just never been someone to hold on to like identity. Like I pivot, I move, I'll shift. That's how I am. And then sometimes people around you will be like, oh, like you're not being yourself. That's something that really annoys me, is when someone says, oh, that's not you, because you're starting to do something different. You're starting to evolve so fast, and they'll say, hey, that's not you. But that's not the version of you they know. You understand? That's not the identity they know. But to me, I'm like, expect change. Expect me to change. You know what I'm saying? Like we are constantly changing. So expect me to change. Expect me to go left field with it. Expect me to go right field with it. Expect me to start dressing different if I want to start dressing different. Expect me to dive into a new creative medium and express myself in different ways. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I love that about life. And I don't like when people around us try to cage you into an identity. Do you have a meditation playlist? No, but I'm definitely making one. I'm definitely working on one. You know what I'm saying? Definitely working on one. Definitely making one. Do you have any tips for a new creator? Yeah. Create as much as you can. You know, experiment, try different things. Don't overthink what do people want. Just if an idea comes, get on it and put it out. Publishing is very important. Publishing is very, very, very important. So create, publish, and learn, and keep going. You know, experiment. Right? It's a self-love journey. I always say, like, creating content is a self-love journey. It's a spiritual journey. You learn about yourself, so it's beautiful. And just have fun with it and try out different platforms. You know what I'm saying? Different platforms will teach you different ways to create. Each platform has taught me so much. You know, TikTok helped me create better YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? Podcasts helped me create better TikTok content, whatever it be. Like, they all cycle into one another. So try every platform out, find your home, and then double down. And then if you want to turn it into an actual, like, profession one day, then yeah, you know, amazing, do that. Big love, big love, big love, Remy, big love. Shout out to Amir. Love, brother. Vancouver. Do you feel like you can be too old to start creating? Never. That's ridiculous. That's literally ridiculous. You could be 50. There's a lot of people who just started creating at 50. A lot of people who created a podcast at 50 and they're doing very well. You know what I'm saying? Like, even somebody like Will Smith, of course, he's been a movie star and a TV star forever, but now he makes YouTube content. He makes Instagram content in his 50s. You are never too old. You understand? Like, never. I don't think anyone should be in that mindset. You are never too old to create. Never. The whole beauty of it is the process. Some people may think they're too old because they're like, oh, it's going to take this many years to be able to get this many followers. But if that's how you're thinking, then that's not the way to be. It's really about the expression, right? Are you too old to dance, right? Are you too old to have fun? No. So you're not too old to create, right? Are you too old to paint a picture? No. Anybody can paint. There's no age limit on expression. As long as you are living, as long as you have breath, right? What is the breath? The breath is the spirit. As long as you have that, then you are granted. You have a license to live. Thank you, Uprooted. Thank you, Spirituality, Natural Health. Thank you, Jessica, so much. I appreciate y'all. One love, one love. Thank you so much. Love, 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 Sadina. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What music do you listen to? I love Bobby McFerrin. I love like Bob Marley. I love reggae, Afro beats. I love Amapiano music from South Africa. Do you believe in a savior? Yeah, of course I do. 100%. 100%. Yeah, Shua. Ja. Is Heinz your real name? I was so surprised to see someone with a similar name as me. So Heinz is my real name. I'll give you all an insider tip though. Heinz is my last name. You understand? Heinz is my last name. How do you get out of being lazy and procrastinating? Accountability is really great. Me and a couple of friends right now, we actually work together through like Zoom every day, and we call them deep work sessions. So we set a time. Like today, we did I think 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. and we go on Zoom and we just work. We don't talk. We just work. And instead of shifting focus and getting distracted, you see your friends there working, and then you just get to work. So accountability is great, but at the same time, you got to get sick of being lazy. You got to get sick of procrastinating to the point you're like, yo, there's no other choice but to rise up and to just do it. So you got to stop thinking. You had to get in motion, and you have to start small. You understand? Like ask yourself, what is one thing I could change that would make my life better? And start with that one thing, because how you do one thing often reflects how you do a lot of things, right? So instead of looking at the grand scale, instead of looking at, man, I got to get my money up, I got to get my body up, I got to get my mind up, I got to get this, I got to do that, I got to finish school. Instead of looking at everything like this massive weight, focus on one thing and perfect that, and allow the skills and the habits through that skill. It will leak in through everything else. That's why people who go to the gym and who are great physically, it often leaks into other areas of their lives, because they had that discipline, they had that consistency, and they can apply it elsewhere, right? So how you learn to develop one skill is going to help you in a lot of areas of your life. Twin flames. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what like, I feel like there's many definitions of twin flames, or maybe there isn't, but I do believe in twin flames. I've definitely had one before, like that intense connection with somebody that you meet, and it's just like as if you knew them from a past life, and it's like, it's a burning sensation, and it's just like, as beautiful as the chemistry is, sometimes like the breakup is just as raging as well. Intense relationships for sure. Social anxiety tips. Practice having small conversations throughout the day. When you're at the grocery store and you're paying for food, and there's that awkward 2 minutes of silence because you're swiping your debit card, take that moment right there to say, hi, how are you doing? And have a small conversation. Start to have small conversations throughout your day. Over time, you start to become really good through these small conversations. And when you get in different kinds of settings, you've mastered small talk. And then now you can talk to more people, and the social anxiety starts to go away. Again, I was someone who had a lot of social anxiety. I don't have social anxiety anymore. You understand? Like sometimes I just don't like to talk. Sometimes I'm in public, I just don't want to talk, but I don't have social anxiety. But I was someone who had extreme social anxiety. And the more knowledge you have of yourself, right, the more you tune in, the more you honor your growth, you will overcome that as well. You start to just become more of a confident person, and your social surroundings don't intimidate you anymore or make you anxious. But practice having small talk. I started to have small talk with the person beside me in Starbucks. While I'm waiting in line for 5 minutes, boom, I sparked up a conversation. But you got to make those steps, right? You got to make those steps. Twin flame is supposed to be the other half. So I thought your soulmate is your other half. And like a twin flame is like an intense, but again, I don't know the Webster dictionary. Apartment tour. I actually don't live in an apartment. I live in like a small home. So it's actually like its own house. I can't really move around right now because it's like a camera and setup. It's really, my house is not big though, right? It's small. Like when you see my videos and I'm on my kitchen island, like that's my house. Plus I have 2 bedrooms. There's not much else to see. Plus this room right here. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I haven't done like a home tour is I plan on moving soon. Within the next year, you know what I'm saying? I plan on moving. So when I move, I want to do like a home tour and do some videos of how I vibe out the place. Like I'm already over this place. I already want to move, but it's just not time to move yet. Good way to discover purpose. Don't try to discover purpose. Recognize that your present has purpose. So like, stop thinking that purpose is in the future or it's this thing you have to reach for. Because I say also, we bring meaning to life. It's not necessarily that life brings us meaning. Because I always say like 2 people could be, at a sunset watching the sun rise. And one person could have a meaningful experience because they are present and they are basking in like the sun's glory. And another person could be on their phone scrolling on TikTok stressed out because they don't have enough followers. Both have the same opportunity of experience in that moment, but only one is having a meaningful experience because they are bringing their present mind to the experience, meaning they are bringing meaning to that experience. So I think we are the ones that are meaningful, and we bring meanings to life, not necessarily the other way around. And I think it's the same as purpose. I believe that we are the purpose, right? And our presence has purpose. To me, when I make a cup of tea, that is very purposeful. Some people will say, oh, well, you gotta make a lot of money and you gotta be on like Netflix and then now you found your purpose. No, like you can be in your purpose and wherever you are in life, right? That's where you're supposed to be. There's something to learn in that moment. Purpose isn't just when life is exhilarating and it's exciting and you're just crushing it. Purpose is also when you are going through it, right? When you are trying to figure it out, when you feel like you are lost, there's purpose there, right? But it's you being present through those experiences. But if you're constantly just looking into the future, like, oh, in the future, I will find purpose, you're missing the opportunity of purpose because it's right here, right now, because your presence has purpose. Wanderous, thank you so much. What are your thoughts on the saying, you are the sum of those you surround yourself with? And who do you spend most of your time with aside from yourself and your daughter? So what are your thoughts on the saying, you are the sum of those you surround yourself with? Exactly. I believe in it because your environment shapes you, right? It's a little bit different like if it's your family and like, you know, you live with your family and of course your family will like influence you, but you still are your own person. But I think when you have your own free will to hang out with who you want to hang out with, and if you hang out with negative people who bring you down, that will bring you down. You are a part, that is your tribe, right? And people around in your life are reflections of you as well. So the people you keep is a great reflection of how you respect yourself and what you think about yourself. If you have positive, loving people around you, that's a good sign that you have respect and love for yourself. If you don't, that's a deep look you have to have with yourself and saying, why do I have these type of people around me that don't serve me, right? But I'm not applying that to family because we don't get to choose our family. I'm applying that to the choices we have through our free will when we make other connections and friendships. So yeah, with those ones, I believe the sum of the people around us is a great, is true. And who do you spend most of your time with aside from your daughter? Yeah, so I spend most of the time with myself. With myself, yeah, my daughter, you know, she's in her room right now. She doesn't like the camera. And I have one friend that I see every week. So me and him, we go have lunch once a week. And I probably talk to him the most as well. So I have one friend who I see once a week. I really don't see that many people. You know what I'm saying? Like I have friends, but I don't see that many people. I see one person a week. I probably see like 2 people at most a month. You know what I'm saying? I'd probably see like 2 people at most a month. I love your beard. Was your beard always that nice? I mean, once I grew it out, you know what I'm saying? People always ask me about my beard, but how y'all feeling, man? Mid live stream check. How y'all feel? Do you play Among Us? No, but my daughter does. Hen in the wild. I didn't know you were a parent. So cool. Yes. I'm a parent. I was a young dad. You know what I'm saying? I had a child pretty young. What are your thoughts on the vaccine? Yeah, I definitely don't want to talk about the vaccines just because it's such a polarizing conversation. And I don't want to create division in this room right now because I'm sure, you know, a percentage of people think one way and another percentage of people think the other way. And there's just not the space for that right now. I think those type of conversations is something we can do on another platform, like on like a Discord or something. Someone said, I think we choose our family. Yeah, definitely. You could say that in spirit before we come, or we choose our family, or you can say that, you know, frequency is family. So the people you have around you, regardless the ones that you do choose, are family, right? Like friends are family as well. My first child is due in October. Congratulations to Gabrielle. I understand, about to be a new parent. You understand? Just realize that, you know nothing, but you have all the power and strength to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a big learning experience, and, you know, give yourself and grace and the compassion and know you're going to be great. Of course, you're going to make mistakes, but you're going to learn through it, and you're going to have this child that loves you, and you're going to love it, and it's going to be a beautiful experience, a lifelong experience. Yes. Do you listen to any other podcasts? I like Joe Rogan's podcast because I just think he has a really great diverse selection of guests. So I get to learn about a lot of different people in the world through his podcast. I don't have a Discord yet, but I've been thinking about making a Discord. So, if that's something y'all are interested in, thank you. Do you like playing or watching sports? So I do not watch any sports at the moment. I do like to play some sports. Growing up, I was big on sports: basketball, track and field, volleyball, golf. I did everything, you understand? But I don't watch sports anymore. They are hating on Joe Rogan right now. Yeah, I know. But the thing is, the internet's always going to hate somebody. Like, the internet wakes up every single day and they say, hey, who should I hate today? So I don't pay attention to that stuff. Any thoughts on Jordan Peterson? I love Jordan Peterson, to be honest. I think he's a polarizing mind. I love polarizing people. So like, people, when there's people like that people love and people hate, I love those people because they're polarizing. They make people feel regardless. There's a lot of people who hate Jordan Peterson, and there's a lot of people who love Jordan Peterson. And I love those type of I love those type of people because they force people to reflect. And there's obviously some type of truth about those people if that many people could feel a way about them. And that's because these people are honest, right? Jordan Peterson's somebody who's just honest with his thoughts and puts them out into the world. And if you like it, great. If you don't, great. That's for him, right? But I think he's, I think he'll be remembered. I think he is somebody that will be remembered for some time, especially since he has so much content. He's been documenting his lectures his whole life. So, I just want to thank you. I found your content during a dark time a few weeks ago, and your words have helped me. It's been very sobering and empowering. You reminded me how important I am just being. Salam. Thank you so much, Shani. Thank you so much for sharing that. Y'all are the best, man. Like, those messages like that. And thank you for the donation. That just like does something for my spirit. I appreciate it. Do you read the Bible? Yes, I do read the Bible. Do you like Alan Watts? Yes, I do like Alan Watts. Do you play any musical instruments? Just like digital instruments. I really want to learn though, like how to like actually like play piano and drums. And I'm gonna get my daughter into guitar soon. If she likes it or not, I don't care. She's gonna do it. Do you know Russell Brand? Yeah, I do know Russell Brand, and actually, Russell Brand knows me as well. He actually follows me. I don't really like telling people like who follows me. But Russell Brown, I like him. So I was like, yeah, that's interesting. When he started following me, I was like, yeah, that's what's up. That was cool. I don't like keeping up with my... Do you not like weed? I just don't like smoking it. That's not my vibe anymore. But nothing against it. You understand? Nothing against it. If we could live forever, would you? I say we do live forever though, right? Just not in the physical. You don't feel like you get enough oxygen when you smoke. Well, you're probably definitely not getting oxygen, right? You're not. So the way you feel, I think, is it's true. How old is your daughter? I keep the details about my daughter private, just because she's not like a public person like that. Awesome! I'm finally tuning in with you. Number one chill spot. Yeah, we got the number one chill spot. I'm claiming it. Yeah, I mean, what's your opinion on music? I love music. Music is an essential part of my day. Like I'm listening to music 80% of the day. I'm listening to sounds 80% of the day. I'm like scoring everything I do. I go in the shower, boom. There's a soundtrack for that. I'm chilling, I'm reading, boom, there's instrumentals for that. I'm cooking, boom, there's sounds for that. Sound is a part of me. You understand? Audio, voice. You understand? Like, I remember a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I said, I want my voice to be the product. You understand? Like anything I do in this world, I wanted to be able to create it from within me. I remember I was talking to a friend, and I think they were developing some products, and they're like, you should develop some products as a business. And I'm like, you know what? I just want my voice. I want my voice to be my thing. And I just felt that because I love sound. You understand? I love vibration. I love resonance. You understand? Like we each have a vibration and a resonance to us. So sound is so important to me. What do you listen to? Well, I have playlists on Spotify. If you have Spotify, you can check me out on Spotify. Hindsight, you can find it. You should get your daughter to open up on social media. Well, she creates content. She makes videos, right? But the thing is, it's more of a, when she's ready, she's ready. You understand? I give her the tools, anything she needs, anything she want to learn, she's going to start to help me with some of the production stuff. Get her learning, but I'm not going to force her, because at the same time, the internet is a crazy place. There's a lot of mean people out there. So I'm in no rush for her to like be public out there and then people saying negative things. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of love online. Like I get 99% love, but I get like 1% negative stuff. And for somebody who's young, I don't know, that's hard to like be online and someone say something negative to you and you not take it, to the heart. So I have no rush for her to like be on the internet like that. You know what I'm saying? Gotta like actually kind of protect her in that sense. It's got to be a want, because the internet it's wild, man. Some of the things people say in comment sections, and it's just not cool. But me, it's like if I do get a negative comment, it's like I have the confidence and the belief in myself. It doesn't bother me. Yeah, big up to all the fathers out there. Big up to the mothers as well, but big up to all the fathers out there. Big up to my brother. I just saw my brother in the chat. The thing just scrolled up. I saw my brother, my actual brother. As you should. It's her decision, 100%. Yes, Marcia. How can I maintain high vibrations in the face of negativity? Gratitude, I think. Just having gratitude for whatever's going on, having gratitude for the moment, having gratitude, you understand? Giving thanks, taking a moment to be present, do a prayer, do a meditation. How do I break a toxic cycle with my ex? Every time I try to break away, she finds a way to contact me. So I'm gonna give you some hard advice. I had to do that one time. You had to block their number straight up. What's up? You want the cookies? Yeah, we can make that. We'll make it like later. Yeah, we do that. We'll make some cookies later. If you want, you could just make them. Carly. Yeah. I said if you want, you could just make them right now. I said if you want, you could do it yourself if you want right now. All right, we'll do it later. Is blocking petty though? Not at all. I'm going to tell you why, right? Here's the thing. If you create a boundary with someone and you tell them that you no longer want to speak to them and that you would like space from them, but they don't respect that and they continue to contact you, because at the end of the day, a lot of people know if they're resilient and they're persistent, they can break your walls down, right? So if you personally ask somebody like, hey, I can't be in this situation from you, and they refuse to respect that, to me, I think that gives you access to be able to block them. You got to do what you have to do to protect yourself. Now, I'm saying if you keep falling into a toxic cycle and if they don't respect your decision, because what happens is most people know as long as they're consistent and persistent enough, they can get in, right? I personally did it. I had to, you know what I'm saying? And that person even in the future said, I understand why you did that. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not saying you just block someone off top. I'm saying if you put the boundaries up, if you vocally expressed that them in your life is damaging you and it's not good for you, but they do not respect that, and they continue to contact you and continue to try to work their way in, they're being selfish, right? They don't have your best interests. They have their best interests. Because if someone tells me, hey, I don't want you in my life, I'm not going to go and try to squeeze into their life. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they say, hey, like, you are hurting me. That gives you all access to simply create your boundaries. And if it's blocking their number, I say block their number. I want to start a blog or YouTube channel focusing on empowerment and positivity, but I'm so nervous. What should I do? Well, that's good if you're nervous. That means it's something you want to do, right? If it's something you didn't want to do, you wouldn't be nervous about it. Being nervous is a good thing because it means you're excited about it. It means you feel something about it. So the nervous feeling isn't the thing to stop you, right? The nervous is actually the sign that this is something that you're passionate about. And that's like the green light. Hey, go do it. You're going to be nervous, but over time, yeah, I still get nervous about making things, you know, even though I know I'm going to do great, I still get nervous. How are you doing today though? I'm good. I'm doing good today. I got another video coming out tomorrow. It's a sponsored video. It just got approved, so that one's coming out tomorrow. Probably each month there'll be like, you know, a couple sponsored ones. I got goals, y'all. Like I'm trying to produce a live and like keynote speaking experience one day and tour that into the world. So I gotta build. I gotta work. You know, that's my goal in life. My goal in life is to be able to stand like in a venue in front of like 5,000 to 20,000 people and feel completely free. You know? And you say, why is that your goal? Well, growing up, like one of my biggest fears was public speaking. And, you know, obviously now speaking is like, it's like my gift, but it's also like a way I want to honor, you know, my inner child and say, hey, we're going to get to a space in life where, you know, you were so nervous to stand up and talk to people. We're going to get to a space where we stand and talk to as many as 20,000 people and you feel completely free with 20,000 sets of eyeballs staring at you, listening to your words. Like that's my goal. You know what I'm saying? I want to stand in front of 20,000 people and speak my mind and feel completely free in those moments. And to me, that's like how I'm going to honor my inner child, you know, my 10-year-old self, you know, my 12-year-old self. You know, I remember I fainted in like grade 1 when I had to do like a little speech. And like all through high school, I hated public speaking. But then I remember it was like 7 years ago, like something popped into my mind and it said, hey, you're gonna have to speak one day. It wasn't even like my dream. It seemed like it's like I was told, you know what I'm saying? I have a deep connection with God, and it's like God was like, hey, you're gonna have to speak one day. And I was like, what? Are you serious? And he's like, yeah, right. And obviously we're working towards that, you know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, I have my podcast, we're doing this, you know, we're expressing oneself. So I want to do the same and without being judged. Well, you're going to be judged, you know what I'm saying? Like regardless, you know, you're going to be judged. If you're trying to do something and not be judged, then you're looking at it wrong. You're going to be judged regardless. It's impossible for 100% of people to completely agree with you and be on board. It's just not possible. So you have to understand you're going to be judged. It's okay. I had someone comment on my video today saying, I couldn't watch your video because of the tea intro. It's too corny for me. Why are you giving me a cup of tea? You know what I'm saying? And then other people love the fact that I sit down and have tea with you, right? Someone else is judging me for what I do, saying, I don't like it. And then other people love it. You will not please everybody. It is impossible. I always say you might as well be yourself. So the people that love you can come a lot closer, and the people that don't can simply move out the way, right? It's no hate. It's just there's a billion people on here. Not everybody is going to love you. Not everybody is going to like you. And that's all right. We're here to put out our authentic frequency and attract our tribe, attract our people. You understand? It's love and respect to everybody, but we're all not going to get along. And that's just how I am. I'm like, I'm just going to be myself undeniably. If I'm too much for you, get out the way. If you don't like me, get out the way. If you don't like these vibes, get out the way. But the people that love me, hey, come closer. You understand? Let's build a tribe. Let's build a community. Let's build a community. Like I said, I bought a teapot. A lot of people bought teapots. Exactly. So many people have sent me messages saying, yo, I didn't even drink tea. I didn't even have a nice teapot. People take pictures of their teapots and send it off and show me. I love it. I would definitely go to your show. We have been supporting people that are feeding us negativity. Why not support a positive brother? Thank you so much. Dream, Believe, Achieve the podcast. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that truly. Yeah, no, I mean, that is my goal. Like, that's my goal. So expect me to come to a city near you. I plan on doing that though once my daughter graduates high school. So like, there's some years to go. So it's gonna be some time. But because I don't want to do it until like she's graduated and she's like an adult. Because like if I'm touring, that means I'm not gonna be home much, right? So I want to be home for now. And that's a great point as well, right? Like I have a goal that I'm gonna step into. I'm building towards that, but I don't really plan to do it for like another 6 or 7 years, right? But 6-7 years later, I'm building the habit, I'm building the steps now to get to there, right? Where in Canada are you? I'm in Vancouver, BC, Canada, West Coast. A lot of people get so surprised when they find out I'm Canadian. People are like, what, you're in Canada? I'm like, where do you think I am? I think people just assume everyone's in America because America seems like it's the focal point or like the epicenter. But yeah, I'm in Canada, born and raised. You understand? How can we find your dope playlists on Spotify? What are they called? They're called Vibe Ting. I think there should be a link in the description on my YouTube videos. Do you like mint or holy basil tea? I mean, both sound amazing to me, to be honest. I'm in Vancouver too. Oh, wow. Look at that. Vancouver in the house. West Coast, the best coast. Amir know what it is. Vancouver here. Look at Vancouver. That's what I'm talking about. Vancouver. People think there's only Toronto. People always think, oh, you're from Toronto. I'm like, no, I'm not from Toronto. People assume all the time I'm from Toronto, but I'm like, I'm not from Toronto. I'm from Canada. I mean, I'm from Vancouver. Right. I was actually born in Alberta, though. So I wasn't born in Vancouver, but I grew up in Vancouver. I've been in Vancouver since I was 6 years old. So, I rep Vancouver more than I do Alberta, but I was born in Alberta. But, I grew up in Vancouver. What are some good teas to start drinking? I say lemongrass tea is a good tea to start drinking. I say hojicha green tea is a great tea to start drinking. It's like got a roasty flavor. It looks like a black tea, but it's actually a green tea. Hojicha and lemongrass are probably like my favorites. And then one of mine as well is lapsang suhong, but that one's more of like a delicacy. Like not everyone's gonna like that one. It smells like a campfire. Is Vancouver the best city? But like the fact that it smells like a campfire is like what I love. Is Vancouver the best city in Canada in your opinion? Yes. So in my humble opinion, Vancouver is the only livable city in Canada. Let me explain. It's way too cold everywhere else. You understand? Like Vancouver, we get 1 day of snow. Yeah, it may rain a lot, but that's because look at our environment. We're so lush with nature. We have the mountains, the waterfalls, so many trees. You understand? You can go snowboarding and go swimming in the ocean in the same day. That's what's wild about here. So our ecosystem, we need a lot of rain, but it doesn't get cold. The rest of Canada gets extremely cold. Calgary, extremely cold. -30, I can't do that. Toronto, way too cold. Montreal, I went to Montreal a couple years ago. It was so difficult to be in Montreal in the wintertime. It's like brick city, you know, like all the cities were made, all the buildings were like made out of bricks, and it was so cold. So to me, Canada, in Canada, Vancouver is the most livable place in the world. I mean, in the country. Peace and prosperity. Do you eat food? Obviously. How would I be living? I eat a lot of food too. I love when you say you understand. You know what's funny? I don't even realize I say you understand until I watch my videos back, or until other people started saying it. I was like, oh, I do say that a lot. Any way to fight brain fog? It feels horrible. Man, you got to start in the morning focused. Start your morning focused, and also watch what you're eating, because certain foods I found would give me brain fog. If I eat a lot of gluten, it gives me brain fog, right? Sometimes our food is affecting our mind, but you have to start the day off focused and just, you know, really limit distractions and start practicing to focus. Every day, try to build that resilience. Like, how long can you focus for to try to work on something? Is it 1 hour straight? Is it 2 hours straight? Is it 3 hours straight? Whatever you can do it every day. And then every week, try to raise that limit. But I would really check the foods, because even if I eat like sugary stuff, like if I eat like granola cereal, I'll get like brain fog. You know, like I just like, it's like, I don't know if it's the sugar or whatever it's doing. I could just feel it. Ginger turmeric tea, that definitely is a vibe. You know, I love me some ginger. I love me some turmeric. Those are so healing. Peace and prosperity. I would love to know how to color grade videos. Will you be making a video on it? Yeah, so I'm definitely going to. The problem is, the reason why I haven't made the color grade video, which is a highly requested video, and of course I want to like answer your requests, but I color not in a technical way. So I'm trying to figure out how to actually teach how to color grade a video, because I don't color in a technical way. It's like an intuitive way. It's actually really like irregular, and it's not very technical. It's probably, if an industry standard or professional saw how I colored, they'd be like, you're doing it wrong. But I just know how to get the look I want. So I'm trying to figure out how to fully teach people my coloring process, right? That's why I haven't done it yet. But there are other aspects to having a great color, right? It's not just like the color correction, but it's also the colors that are in the shot, the whole environment, right? The colors in the background, the colors that you are wearing. All of these will make the color correction look a lot better. Sometimes if you have enough good colors or just a good aesthetic in the shot, you just have to do minor color correction, right? And like my color correction is not going to work for you, because mine is really the color correction for my lighting and my skin tone. You know what I'm saying? If I use the same color correction I have on the scenes on my kitchen island, and I do that like outside on a bright sunny day, it's not even going to work, right? So, but I'm going to figure out how to teach it. You should make guided meditations. Those are coming very soon. Guided meditations are coming very soon. I was actually thinking of doing a Patreon and uploading some there. I'm going to have them on my YouTube as well. I'm like the type of person that wants to give as much content as possible free, you know, boom. That's what I do. Is why I have a podcast 5 days a week. I do YouTube. You know, I used to do a lot of TikTok content, but I have been thinking about a Patreon with some other kind of content, or that's where like the Discord will be, or some exclusive live streams and things like that, just for even a more smaller knit community. But guided meditations is something I really want to focus on. That is something, you know, maybe even next week. Yo, actually, Amir, shout out to Amir, because I think Amir mentioned me in one of his videos, and I noticed that you made music. I'd love to hear some of your music. Or some of your sounds. Everything thought about doing fan meets. Yeah, definitely. We're going to do that one day. Do you believe in therapy / counseling? Yeah, 100%. I want to get a therapist one day. You know what I'm saying? I want to get a therapist one day, because I think it's amazing just to be able to like share whatever's on your mind to someone, and they're not going to judge you, and you don't know them that well, so they're not going to hold it to you, and they're not going to tell anybody. So I think having a therapist or a counselor is amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, that's like having a masseuse. You know, it's like having a personal trainer, right? Like, no one would ever tell somebody it's not good to have a personal trainer for your body. To me, a therapist is like a personal trainer for the mind, for the spirit. But I think you have to have someone that you resonate with. Like when I get a therapist one day, I feel like I'm going to be interviewing them out of like crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to be like, I got to get the right one, the right one. Like she got to be, for some reason, I feel like my therapist will be a woman as well, but she got to be able to resonate with me. Yes, please announce when you are doing the guided meditations. Yeah, we definitely going to do the guided meditations. Any advice for a single father getting over the mother of your child? Man, think of your child. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course it hurts to be single and not in that family unit anymore, but like think about your child, be strong for you and your child, and know, everything is happening. It's going to make you stronger, and it's unfortunate, but you got to get right through it. You have to learn through what happened, and know that you have a beautiful product of it now. You have a baby, you have a child, and that's beautiful. I've been a single father my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like literally my whole life. I've been single father my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell you, brother, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. I've been single father my whole life, the whole time. So it's going to be all right. Don't stress it. You're going to learn. It's all right. I want to lose weight, but I can't stay motivated. I tend to continue any advice. You have to learn why you fall off. You know what I'm saying? Right now I'm training, me and my friend, we're training a lot. I'm actually like eating more, I'm working out a lot more, and really accountability helps a lot. So if you can find someone to be accountable with or to keep you accountable, that is great. But try to you have to become sick with your current state to truly commit to it. So until you're completely fed up with how you currently are, you may not make that change. But each time you fall off, try to learn from it and go at it again. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you fall off a bike, what are you going to do? You're going to get back on it. You have to learn. So if you want to lose weight, you can, right? We have just millions of success stories of people doing it, probably be tons, right? You can do it, but you gotta learn from it. And if you can have some accountability, right? If you could get someone to work out with or jump into that lifestyle with, that would be great. If not, you got to maybe watch YouTubers who've done it, find mentors in spirit online, do whatever you can do, and don't be so hard on yourself for falling off. Just because you've fallen off doesn't mean you can't do it. Just means you have to get back up and get to it and try to get consistent, because like Jalen said, consistency is key. Shout out to Joey, who just got a job. Joey just got a job. Shout out to Taylor Made ASMR. Love Taylor. Taylor's always in here showing support. I got big appreciations for Taylor Made ASMR. Y'all check her out. Check her out. I've been saying for the longest time I'm going to do some ASMR content, but it's just the way I want to do it. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna get it out. It's hard to be consistent with content and reinvent the wheel at the same time. So it's I don't want to take time off from uploading, but at the same time, there's new kinds of content I want to put out as well. So it's just tricky, staying consistent, but also constantly being able to innovate, right? But I take everything as a learning experience. We just get better. It's just like an exercise. How do I become more comfortable with myself? I say be vulnerable, be real with your emotions, and, hobbies. Start to enjoy life, just by yourself, or just things. Start to enjoy things that you're doing. I'm at home sometimes, I'm laughing by myself, I'm dancing by myself. I enjoy just doing things. So be vulnerable, be real with how you feel, and find things you can do every single day, little hobbies to enjoy, you know what I'm saying? And you'll feel comfort in those moments, right? You feel comfort when you're focused and you're putting your mind and your energy and your attention to something, and it feels good, and you're reaping the rewards back. It's just like a beautiful process. So, and give it time, like it's like we're in these bodies, but it's like as we grow, we're learning about ourselves. We're becoming more comfortable with ourselves as time goes. So like you don't have to know yourself completely at any age, or like be completely comfortable with yourself at 15, 20, 30. Like, our experiences are teaching us new things. So we become more comfortable as we go. What do you like to study? I like to study like psychology stuff and like biblical stuff. No, I never read that book, The Prophet, but I think I saw it in the library yesterday. So that's interesting you said it. How do I stop taking to the heart things people say? Well, I definitely don't want to say stop being sensitive or stop feeling your emotions, right? Like that's not the answer. You definitely want to be able to feel your emotions. I think sensitivity is a gift, That's where creativity comes from, right? It's where inspiration comes from. I think you just have to shift and know that nothing's really truly like against you, like if God is for you, who is against you? So if someone says something, you take it to the heart. It's like, I would maybe try to shift how you react to that. But I think feeling is a beautiful thing, and I don't think numbing ourselves is really necessary. Have you read The Alchemist? Yeah, I have. I got to read it again though. I find books I have to read multiple times for me to really digest the knowledge, because sometimes you're reading it, but like you don't retain all the information. So for me, repetition with reading books is very important. So I got to revisit books over and over. And sometimes when you read it for the third time, you see things you didn't see the first or the second time, right? So yeah, I've read the book, but it's definitely a book I had to read a couple more times. So it's like really imprinted within me, like the stuff that resonates. How do you treat burnout when you have a deadline for the thing you are burned out because of my board exams? I've been burnt out really bad to the point I couldn't do anything. You have to create a sustainable process but for me, it's like I won't miss a deadline. So like obviously you're gonna have to push right through it, but as soon as you push straight through it and you finish this exam, you got to take some serious time and replenish yourself and ask yourself, why are you burnt out? What could you have done better? Do you need to sleep better? Do you need a better morning routine? Do you need some good time with friends to replenish your spirit? Like, do you need to go pick up guitar lessons so you feel balanced? Like, you're going to have to get through this. You're going to have to like get the motivation and feel the pressure and just get this exam done. But after that, you got to ask yourself, how can I create a more sustainable process so I don't end up this burnt out again? Because I've been there. There's a time where I was so burnt out, I couldn't even open my computer, and I still had so many things to do. I still so many people expecting me to edit videos for them and things like that, and it crushed me, and I just couldn't. I was so burnt out. I couldn't do anything. I had PTSD. I had PTSD from editing one time. So like actually, I was like I had like trauma because I edited so hard for so long, and I did so much work, and then it's like I felt like a pop in my brain one day. It was like. It's like a nerve popped, and I just couldn't work for like 2 months. And after that, I really had to take care of myself and start to say no, like say no to projects. Someone would be like, hey, can you do this? I have this much money. And I have to say no, because I need to take care of myself. Like as much as I want to make more money, okay, that job I'm going to have to say no to. And it's just learning how to have a more sustainable process, right? Even for me right now, I'm constantly having to make sure my process is sustainable. Like for me right now, one of my focuses is sleeping better, right? I would say my nighttime routine needs a lot of work. So I need to sleep better. So I could be sustainable, because I have so many things to put out. And I'm not, bro, like Stardust, you need to relax for a second. You understand? First off, when I'm saying PTSD, I'm not saying like the type of PTSD you get from the army and things like that. All I'm saying is that I was extremely burnt out and I couldn't go back to work because when my mind wanted to go and edit, I had like trauma from it. You understand? Relax. You understand? Like relax. Like we know what I'm saying. Be lovable to yourself. Do you see meanings in your dreams? No, I don't really put much emphasis on my dreams, to be honest. Will this live be available on your channel? That's up to y'all. You let me know if you want this one up on your channel, up on the channel. If you want it up on the channel, I'll leave it up on the channel. Are you always so calm and relaxed? I'm just a calm person. It's like my nature. So yeah, I'm more of an observer. Not a lot of things anger me. I can get annoyed, but just don't stress trying to be in a peaceful state all the time, right? Because there's different states, there's different feelings, there's different emotions. Some people are a lot more energetic than others. Some people are more calm. So like, we all have our nature to us. My nature is more of a calm nature, right? I'm not I don't even like yelling. I don't even like I don't like yelling. I don't like raising my voice, right? Like when I study teachers and preachers a lot, and a lot of them yell and scream. And I was like, man, if I'm going to talk on stage, do I have to scream? And I'm like, no, that's not your nature. That's not your presence. Your presence is a lot more calm. So you don't have to scream, right? You understand? Like, you don't have to be calm and peaceful all the time, but you do have to cultivate safe spaces that allow you to come back to that present space and be calm. So whatever that is, I say the morning is the opportunity for that. Or what in your life is distancing you from yourself? What is making you angry? What is disturbing your peace? Whatever is disturbing your peace, you got to make boundaries with that. Shout out to Smiley. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much, Smiley, for the donation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate the gratitude back, truly. I also appreciate everybody who buys me cups of tea on my Ko-fi account. I appreciate that. You know, being a content creator, like you do so much. You invest money into equipment, you invest tons of time, and you do it just because you love it. And like, when people like just effortlessly like send gratitude back and you don't even ask, it's really beautiful. Not because like you're like, hey, I got money, more so because it's like a physical expression of like appreciation at times. So I just appreciate the donation. What cam do you use? I use a Sony a6400 and a Sony a7 III, but my Sony a7 III is broken. That's one I'm using right now, but the sound on it is broken. And I'm gonna get a new camera, but I need to get a new computer before I get a new camera, because if I get a new camera, my computer is not gonna be able to keep up with it. So before I get a new camera, I think I gotta get a new computer. So that's about, I have about like probably like $14,000 I need to invest into equipment. That's the thing, man. Like, some people don't realize, oh, wow. Oh, I think this is glitching. He seems anxious, annoyed, actually. No, I think you're just receiving and not correctly. Sorry, 1 second. I got to figure out this live stream. It's lagging. Technical difficulties. We're going to figure it out. How do you express your anger? To be honest, I express everything through content. So I use content as a means to channel my emotions into something positive. So if I'm angry, I put it into a piece of music. You know, if I'm sad, I put it into a podcast. If I'm whatever, you know, I use creativity as a way to express how I feel. And it's a healing process, you know, a great healing process. So that's why I love creating. That's why I love having some type of artistic thing to do. Oh, okay. I thought there was a problem because I'm getting notifications here telling me that there's a problem. Wait, you have a podcast? Yeah, you don't know I have a podcast, man. You know, the podcast, I think the podcast is like really, the funny thing about the podcast is the podcast is really successful, and I don't even tell anybody about it. The podcast is like charting all over the world. The podcast is about to pass Michelle Obama in America right now. Like, that's the wild thing. Like, I don't even market or promote the podcast on my feeds, but because of y'all and like the support, the genuine support, and y'all sharing it and telling your friends, like the fact that we're about to pass Michelle Obama on the charts, and Michelle Obama has massive marketing and promotions through Spotify. So just like one person and their community about to surpass Michelle Obama on the charts, you know what I'm saying? Trending in the UK, you know, have trending in Canada, you know, trending on certain charts in America, which is wild. And I don't even share that with people. I haven't told anybody. I haven't told anybody. Like, people think I have a podcast, but people don't realize that the podcast is actually in the top 100 podcasts right now on the platforms. So it's really well. And I really want to upgrade it. I really want to be able to put more time into it. The only problem is I got to find a way to, because I can't apply all my time to the podcast, right? I gotta level things out and make sure I'm being smart. But there's so much I want to do with the podcast. I want to make some longer episodes. I want to bring guests on. I want to bring more sound design into it. But most of all, I want to keep it consistent. So that's number one. That's really important. But to be honest, it's really because of you all who share. You know, you share the podcast, you share it in your Instagram stories, you share it on Twitter, you share it with your friends, because I barely share it myself. And you all have like made it like where it is right now, and it's just going to keep growing, I feel. So I'm really thankful for that. I'm really thankful for everybody that tunes into the podcast, because I always say I don't even feel like it's my podcast, because once I make an episode, I don't listen to it. I always feel like at least one episode is for one person. That's like my whole motto behind the podcast. I say, you know what, I don't know who this is for, but you know, this is for one person at least, and that's it. And once I release it, it's somebody else's, or it's a million people's, whoever it may be. And that's kind of how I create podcast content. So you and Russell Brand would be amazing. Yeah, I would love to make that happen. He is such an energy. He's such like a character, a whole expression. He's very interesting, and I love his work ethic. I think Russell Brand's work ethic is just amazing. You know, he does like 4 or 5 videos a week on his YouTube channel. He has a second YouTube channel of mindfulness, and then he does his podcast every week. And that's not easy, y'all. To be consistent putting out content that much is not easy. So, you know, I give a lot of hats to him. I'd love to learn a little bit about his process, actually, and about his consistency. I'd love just to learn what his process is like. I know he has editors and things like that, so it makes it easier. Like, I do everything myself. You know, I'm shooting, I'm editing, I'm doing the music, I'm doing everything myself. So it may be like a little bit harder in that sense, but regardless, I still like it. The podcast is raw. Yeah, the podcast is super raw, and I think that's why it's doing well, is because it's not polished in the sense. Like, I feel like people feel as if I'm talking to them, like in a conversation. And there's a part of me that wants to make sure I leave those Monday to Friday daily podcasts raw, you know, like I don't want to mess with those. People want to sponsor those, and I'm not allowing those episodes to be sponsored, because I don't want those morning meditation podcasts to have sponsors on them, to have ads on them. I'll put ads on long episodes, like hour-long episodes. Those ones I'll allow certain ads, like good ads to come in. But those daily uploads, I don't want no ads on there. I want to keep them like as is. Have you ever thought about hiring a team? Yeah. So that's the process I'm in right now, Amir. So I have a manager. You know what I'm saying? I have a manager. She helps. You know, she does my emails. She, you know, works with me, and you know, when I get the emails in for the brand deals and stuff like that, she also helps with some other things. And I have one of my friends is helping me with some other things because we're setting up the tea company. But I definitely, you know, over the next year, I'm going to be building more of a team because I haven't posted on Instagram in like 2 months simply because it is, you know, it's time. So I definitely want to bring on some to start to build more of a team. But the fact that I have a manager right now, and she's amazing, it's a game changer. Shout out to Empress. Yo, Empress Bella. I love when people have Empress in their name. It shows how they think of themselves. Divine nature. Thank you so much, Empress Bella. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much, Smiley. Thank you. Thank you all so much for the donations. No, I haven't launched the tea yet. It's like it's a lot of work, to be honest, to get it going, and just because there's so much to figure out, so it's not out yet. All in divine timing. I wish it was. You know, I wanted it to be out by now, but it's a lot of work, and I also don't want to. The tea at first isn't going to be available 24/7. I'm just going to like once a week for a week. It'll be like a pop-up shop and you can buy, mainly because I don't want the tea to take away from me creating content. So that's why I'm doing it like that. But yeah, I would love, because everyone always asks me about tea. Actually, the tea is actually going to come in boxes. So it's not even just tea. It's actually a mindful box. So I'm going to just tell y'all, because we have like, you know, it's not too many people in here. I wasn't going to like I wasn't going to tell people about this in videos, but yeah, we can do like a mindful box. So it'll be like, you know, a couple teas and some other mindful things, some affirmation cards, some incense, things like that. So like a whole little experience, you know what I'm saying? The one nature video, yeah, that was just like a park by my house in Vancouver. I just get my tea from a local place. They don't even do like online shipping because it's very expensive to ship from Canada. So it's just a tiny tea spot. But I mean, I like anywhere I can find loose leaf tea. I like to try different places, you know what I'm saying? But I do have a main spot. It's just like a local tiny shop by me. But they're gonna source me the tea as well. So that's beautiful. You know, I built that connection. 555. Shout out to Empress TT showing those divine numbers. 555. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I do know O5T in Vancouver. Yeah, I've been there. I actually went there not too long ago, and I wanted to sit inside, but they didn't have indoor seating because of the whole COVID thing. I was like, damn. But yeah, first time I went there was a couple years ago, and then I just went again in 2020. Ever travel overseas? Yeah, I've been to India, I've been to Brazil, I've been to Jamaica, I've been to Thailand, I've been to China, I've been to America, of course. I've been to Puerto Rico, I've been to Mexico. I've been to India twice, actually. I've been out to India twice. Shout out to India. No, my podcast is definitely on Apple. If you look in the description of my videos, I have the links to the podcast in all the video descriptions on my YouTube. So if you need to find it on Apple, on Spotify, on Google, there's an actual direct link in the descriptions of my videos. And you'll be able to find it there, no problem. what is your favorite way to connect back with self? I love doing qigong, or just listening to a good song and having a cup of tea, to be honest. Usually something simple, to be honest. It's something I could do at home. I like to keep things simple. I don't like I don't like to place my peace in something that I can't reach. I like to go within. I don't like to reach out too often, The link for Apple doesn't work. It definitely should work. Because, the podcast actually has more Apple listeners than it has. I just clicked the link and it just worked for me. Because the podcast has more Apple listeners than it does Spotify listeners, actually. Oh. I think Apple's having some glitch problems right now, though. Man, I can't believe some of y'all don't even know I have a podcast. It's in the description of every video. My intro says it as well. The podcast is called In Hindsight. IN space hindsight. Links are in the descriptions. I think Apple may be down right now, or something, because it looks glitchy. So try again tomorrow. I'm a searcher right now on my phone. If I find it, then y'all are doing it wrong. Yeah, so it's here. It's definitely here. Yeah, see, it's there. It's definitely there. Thank you so much for keeping them ad free. Yeah, so normally I upload Monday to Friday. Sometimes I miss a day just because sometimes lately I've been much busier. So lately certain days I've missed, but we will get to the space where Monday to Friday the podcast is consistent every day. And those Monday to Fridays, I think for sure I'll probably keep no ads on those. But what I will do is probably have longer episodes sometimes, and those may have ads. But the ads will always be in alignment. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be left field. I'm not going to do an ad for Coca-Cola. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to be like that. But because those short ones are short, and I know a lot of people, use them as meditations and as a part of their guided routines, there won't be ads on them. I know sometimes people complain about ads on YouTube, but people have to understand that YouTube is also a business in the sense, if there's ads on your video, YouTube will push your videos out because YouTube wants to make money, so sometimes people complain and say, hey, can you not have ads on your video? And I'm like, I give so much content. So the fact that someone will ask, hey, take ads off your video, it's like, no, this is the only way these channels work. You know what I'm saying? This is how the system goes. So you have to allow me to work through the system and build, right? So I use YouTube Premium. I personally use YouTube Premium, so I don't even see ads when I watch videos. So often I find it funny when someone asks me, hey, can you not have ads on your videos, and so I can not pay $10 to have an ad-free video, and your channel will suffer? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no. I feel like it's a selfish request. I've had multiple comments like that saying, hey man, I was watching your video when the ad popped up. It annoyed me. And I'm like, well, go pay for YouTube Premium so you can have a flawless experience if you don't like seeing ads. That's what I personally do. Tia, thank you so much, Tia. Thank you so much. Oh man, thank you so much, Tia Mitchum. I love the name Tia. I remember that Sister show, one of the girls is named Tia. Oh, I'm putting out another video tomorrow, Bree. putting out a video tomorrow. Normally I like to do a video every 3 days, but the video I was working on that's coming out tomorrow took me longer to make, so I wasn't able to get one out sooner. So I have a video coming out tomorrow, and yeah, check it out. I'll probably upload that around 3 p.m. You have me laughing out loud. People are wild. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Exactly. There's so many, if someone doesn't want to have see ads, there's so many things that you can do, right? So, I just notice sometimes when people ask the question, I'm just like, yo, what are new video ideas you have in the works? New video ideas I have in the works are some guided meditations, some like guided morning sessions, some ASMR stuff, some podcasts, kind of vlog kind of videos. Like I said earlier, we're gonna have some content creation talk right now. One of the hardest things about being a content creator is staying consistent but reinventing the wheel at the same time. So it's like you want to try new formats out, but you don't want to take too much time off to try things out. So for me, it's like I put emphasis on staying consistent, and through that consistency, I give myself time to come up with new formats. So guided meditations and things like that will be coming out soon. That YouTube Premium is worth it for no ads. Yeah, Alex T, I agree. I've been using YouTube Premium for like 2 years, and I forgot what it was like to actually see ads. Also, YouTube Premium is great because you can still listen to something with the app off, right? I forgot that people, when they use YouTube on their phone, that when they come out of the app, that the video still doesn't play. Because me, I listen to podcasts on YouTube and stuff, and I'll go do what I'm doing and I can still hear it. YouTube Premium allows you to do that, but without YouTube Premium, you can't do that. I forgot about that. Can you take us through your process from start to finish? What process are we talking about? Are we talking about content creation process, like how I make content, or coming up with ideas? Let me know what we're talking about here. When did you start meditation? Probably 7 years ago, 6 years ago. Will you post more meditations on Insight Timer? Yeah, I should probably go back to Insight Timer. My goal is to be consistent on every platform. It's just hard, but we will get there. Because of YouTube Premium, I turn all your videos into podcasts. Yeah, exactly. That's the good thing about YouTube Premium, is that you can still listen to it anytime. You know what I'm saying? You can watch it, or you could also like still do what you're doing. Yeah, my content creation process is always different. Right now, basically, as soon as I have an idea, I throw that idea into my notes. And then what I do is I'll talk to myself as if I'm making the video. And if it's fluent, if the ideas flow, then I know that's the video that I should do. That's the one that people are probably going to resonate with, and I don't procrastinate. Next, I ask myself, what kind of video is this? Is there edits in this video? Am I sitting down? What's the best way to translate this message? The best way for me to translate this message a lot of times is allowing myself just to be able to talk for as long as I want. But then I'll ask myself, do we need an intro? If I need an intro, then I start to think of the intro, and I may write down what I need to do, or I may go look for the music. A lot of times my content stems from the music or sounds. So I'll go make some sounds, and those sounds will kind of channel the vibe I want to go with. Like the video I'm dropping tomorrow, there's a sponsor in that video. The way I made that video was I sat down and I recorded the script as a podcast. I had the script and I scored music to it. Then I figured out which shots I wanted to be an overlay and which shots I wanted to sit down in front of the camera. Then I recorded those, boom, boom, brought that into the editing process, brought it all together, boom, and it was magic. But the process is always shifting. In the summer, I'm going to be doing challenges, creative challenges, where I pick a location somewhere outside and I tell myself, you have to shoot a video here. You have to shoot a video completely in this one spot, and you have to finish it and edit it all in one day. The reason why I like to do creative practices that force me to create, because it's like a workout. It's like resistance training. So I may go into the forest and say, you have to make a video here today, right? On the spot. Improv. Improv is one of the most powerful ways to strengthen your creativity. It's just improvising, right? Being able to create on the spot, being able to free to allow ideas to flow through you and not procrastinate through them. Do you have a process for manifestation? I plant my ideas in the minds of other people, like even my daughter. I want to get a Tesla. I've told my daughter, every time I see a Tesla, I tell my daughter, hey, we're getting a Tesla. And I told her too, I'm like, you're getting a Tesla when you're 16. So I manifest by planting my ideas in other people's minds. Right. And then when they become true, people are like, well, yo, he spoke that into existence. So many people around me have been like, wow, you spoke that into existence. And when people see you speak something into existence, it creates more belief in themselves, because they're like, wow, I saw him say that 3 years ago and he made it real. He made it true. I can do that too. But obviously faith without works is dead. So you have to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to put in the work. So if I had a manifestation process, it's me first believing it. It's me sharing it with somebody, and it's me putting in the work. And then also being patient. Consistency tips. Man, there's not much to say with consistency. Is you just have to create a schedule and you have to stick to it. You can't allow perfection to get in the way. So no matter what, it has to be important enough for you by any means necessary. So you have to pick your frequency. I like to do at least 2 videos a week. I want to move to doing 4 videos a week on YouTube, right? So if I want to do 4 videos a week on YouTube, that's going to force me to make sure I'm on I got my Q's and my T's crossed. You understand? Pick your frequency, and you just have to stick to it. If you can create some type of accountability with somebody or something, that's great. Writing down a plan. But really, consistency is all about just doing it. Like, it's doing it. You're going to learn through the process. Like, I can tell you a billion things, but it's really, you're going to learn through the process of just doing it. You'll probably fail a couple times, but that's okay. But if you're not passionate enough, if you don't want it enough, you're not going to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to want it. You got to want to do it, because that's what's going to that's what's going to give you the drive to push through. What's your favorite editing software? DaVinci. So I recently switched. I started on Final Cut many years ago, Final Cut 7. And then when Final Cut upgraded, and when Final Cut went and upgraded to Final Cut X, I didn't like it. So I went to Premiere. Then I was on Premiere for many years. And then from Premiere, I just switched to DaVinci because Premiere is way too slow. It's just way too slow, way too many glitches, way too many problems. So now I edit on DaVinci Premiere. The export time is way faster, but I need to get a new computer soon, because the reason why I can't do heavy edited videos, one of the reasons is my computer simply can't take it. So if I do a video that has tons of edits and like tons of layers, my video slows down, and then I'm not getting enough videos out, right? Because it's just crashing on me. So once I get a new video, it's going to allow me to make more kind of videos. So one of my goals right now is getting a new computer. So y'all donations today are going into my computer pool. 100%. So thank you everybody that sent a donation today. Those are going back into my computer pool, and then that goes back into the process, back into the content. I want a Tesla too. Yeah, I want a Tesla. Definitely, I want a Tesla. I want a Tesla. I think in the next 18 months I'll have one. Is your content full-time? Yeah, my content is full-time. It is full-time. I stopped doing videography projects a few months ago, but full-time content. There's a lot of different ways you can monetize. And I've been doing collaborations. Like I did like a collaboration with Facebook. A lot of people, like most people on my YouTube don't even know that I did a full 30-minute VR show for Facebook back in like August, I think it was. I've done random collaborations people don't even know about, big ones too. But like I always say, our credentials are in our spirit. It's not necessarily what you do. Like I'm just not the type of person that my Instagram bio is gonna have everything I did. It's not gonna say, hey, these are my accomplishments. My Instagram bio literally says my credentials are in my spirit, because that's my motto in life. That's how I move. I'd rather be felt, not seen. Thank you so much, Rachel Moonback. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can you please leave the live stream on your channel? It's 2 a.m. and I have to wake up early, but I don't want to miss the knowledge. Yeah, I'll leave the live stream up on the channel. Thank you so much. Dream Believe the podcast. Thank you so much. What island are you from? Well, I'm actually in Canada, but if you're talking about island as an ethnicity, Jamaica. Yeah, it's blessed up to everybody in the UK. I know it's late for y'all. Have a good sleep. Relax. Do your thing.
I'm working with you.
No, I've never been on a religious retreat. Actually, that's not true. When I was a kid, I went to like Bible camps. When I was like young. Which countries attract you the most? Africa and Brazil and Portugal and Japan. Parents are from Montego Bay. Yeah, my family's from Kingston. What's your favorite dish? Oxtails? No, not oxtails. Oxtail. No, I like ackee. I'm more like the ital dishes. So I like ackee, and what else do I like? I like escovitch fish. But I love a good ackee and saltfish. Yeah, Kenya would be vibe. Shout out to East Africa. I'd love to go to Ghana as well, Nigeria, South Africa. Egypt, Kenya, Ethiopia, so many beautiful places, Tanzania, South Africa. I know I said that, but I gotta say it twice because I just love amapiano music. Oh, you got married in Jamaica on 11/11? Oof. That is amazing. I've never been to Australia. I mean, I would definitely. I hear Australia is a vibe. I think I know some people out there as well, so I'd love to go out there. Yeah. Where do I get that sound tool? Type in Singing Bowl online or like on Amazon or something. Maybe not Amazon, but type in Singing Bowl and you'll definitely be able to find it. Yeah, shout out to Nigeria. Tips for growing a new YouTube channel. Yeah, so I would say shout out to Wary Eid. One, consistency is going to be number one, right? Patience. And 70% of the time, make the content you truly want to make. 30% of the time, try out some trending topics, for the algorithm. but I would say majority do what you really want to do, and use other platforms as well if you can. Create content on other platforms, because they can help bring people to your YouTube. So instead of just relying on the algorithm on YouTube, if you can make TikTok content, because TikTok is great for traffic, for bringing people to your channel, do that. If you can create content on Twitch live streaming, if you create content wherever, try to do that as well. But I think anybody who's actually consistent, regardless, within a few years, you'll see growth. It could be in the first year, it can be in the third year, but regardless, you'll see growth, and it will happen. I think. Just make good content, man. Content that you like. Wavy the producer. Yeah. I have an email in all the descriptions or in my Instagram bio. I have an email you can send music to. Yeah, I would love to hear some stuff. Thank you, Laura Damien, so much. Thank you, Laura. Why the new angle today? Why not? I don't like to do things the same all the time. Different vibes for different times. That's all. It's just a new angle today. You know what I'm saying? We switch it up. Yeah, Gigi, send me an email about the T-Box thing. Send me the email, and we could definitely look towards that. What time is it? I gotta go in like 5 minutes, y'all. I gotta go in 5 minutes and get some dinner ready. Shout out to Brazil. Yeah, I actually love side angles. It's actually one of my preferred ways to shoot podcast content, but it's not the best for the algorithms because you want to grab people's attention. But I actually love side. I love side profile. I love it. What's for dinner? I don't even know, to be honest. I gotta get to it though. And I gotta make cookies with my daughter. Yeah, I gotta make cookies as well. We gotta make cookies. And shout out to Danica. Thank you so much. Thank you. So glad I caught the live stream. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Asia. Thank you. yeah, I feel like we had a great group today. You know, healthy 500 plus people. You know, sometimes it's like 2,000 people and the chat box is like speeding. So today it was calm. It was calmer. It was good. It was good. I have a new video coming out tomorrow. Please check it out. Hopefully you like it. If not, well, I'm gonna keep making more videos anyways. So all good angles. Yes. Shout out to Portugal. I want to come to Portugal one day. Seda, thank you so much, Seda. Thank you. Your daughter lives with you? Yes, she does. Absolutely, I love it here. Love y'all. Late but happy. Thank you. Yes. Give thanks. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Caitlin. Much love and positive vibes. Thank you. First time catching you live. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, and hopefully y'all can find the podcast on Apple. I'm not sure why it wasn't coming up, but hopefully that can fix for y'all. Yeah, I was planning on putting a video yesterday, but again, I didn't put it. Like, I like to do one every 3 days at least, right? But I had this other video I had to finish this other video that's coming out tomorrow. So that's actually why I came on live stream today as well, because I wanted to have a video yesterday or today. So since I didn't have a video today or yesterday, I was like, hey, you know what? Live streaming is a video as well, right? So that's why I came on today, you know, to connect, you know, that's what I like to do. So try to connect as much as possible. How often do you stream? We stream once a week, but I don't leave all the live streams on the channel. But we stream once a week. Your voice is hot. Well, thank you, Liz. Liz gonna get me blushing out here. Thank you, Liz. I'm about to watch all your videos. Yay, rack up the videos, rack up those views. I never really promote myself like that, but shameless promotion, rack up the views. Rack up the views. Hey. But I will leave this live stream up on the channel. Yeah, podcast is definitely available. No, the podcast is available on Apple. I just don't know why it's not working for y'all. Which I'm like, yo, maybe the podcast is doing too well, and Apple's like, yo, we're gonna shut you down. But if you actually Google Apple in hindsight podcast, I see it. You know, I can see it right when I Google Apple in hindsight podcast. So. Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to do a little sound bowl session before I leave. Vibe. Okay, y'all, I'm a head out. Thank you for hanging with me, and yeah, we definitely live stream again soon. You already know, and I have a video dropping tomorrow, so you don't know in hindsight everything gonna be all right. It's a vibe thing, y'all. Sure.